Yes, indeed. We love it. Captain Dan the Black Mongoose. Taken from their album, Authentic Pirate Hip Hop. Go buy it on iTunes. It is awesome. And it's cheap as well on iTunes. You should really go get it. It is fantastic. I have a copy myself, and I am glad that I got it. That's all I can say. You're listening to Blue Please on WoW Radio with myself, Total Biscuits, and we don't have a lot of time left. I'm actually kind of glad that I'm having to rush to the show, because it is nice to have loads of content that I can't actually fit into the show. Like, I want to do a second win this week, but I don't know if I've got time. And I've got this topic about why it's good that you can't all have nice things. And I think that'll be a good rant topic. So maybe I'll mix the two. Maybe I shall mix the two. I read recently an article on WoW Insider about the new loot cards for the WoW TCG. And it's like, well, okay, these are kind of cool. They don't actually affect, the game in any way, shape or form. But you'll find it interesting how many people you find crying. And there's one guy particularly. I'm going to read this post because it is friggin' hilarious. Yeah. And this guy is a complete and total tard. This is effectively an imbecile of the week. Let's just call this an imbecile of the week just for once. And he says this. Actually, the trading card game gives you a lot of... the trading card... I can't even read this. Actually, the trading card thing is giving you anything is a load of... You know for a fact there are several sad effers who go out of their way to buy 1 million packs of playing cards in the hope of getting them out. I hate to sound like a teenager, but it's just blatantly unfair, and the only reason they do it is so people buy more game cards. If we all just boycotted them and nobody bought cards, then we wouldn't have a problem. But you don't buy cards in the first place. Oh no, I am boycotting something that I didn't buy in the first place. Oh, good lord. Guys, Nissan is going under. Why is Nissan going under? Because I'm not buying Nissan cars. I am boycotting. Let's boycott something that I, 1, can't afford, 2, would never buy in the first place, and 3, I'm not currently purchasing at this point in time, nor have ever done so in the past. We shall boycott it because of the in-game advantages given. Oh, God. I mean, where do I start with this stupidity? It makes me want to strangle some kind of kid. I mean, it does. It really does. The WoW TCG thing, as you're probably well aware, you buy the WoW trading card game and you buy boosters for the WoW trading card game. You get cards to enhance your deck and you play, and you come to our WoW TCG channel and play because it's fun as all hell. And there's, in my opinion, very little better as a social activity than sitting down with a crate of beer and an Ixia raid deck and getting ludicrously pissed while wiping horribly on the Ixia raid deck and, of course, now the Molten Core raid deck. And if you want proof of that, go and check out our YouTube movie. The Onyxia raid deck, last 5%. Myself, Deathshade, Slanic, Albus, Terpster, Rathy. All really, really quite drunk. It's quite funny. Anyway, this guy was whining. And as you're well aware, with the WoW TCG, you can get loot cards. And there's a random chance of you acquiring these loot cards. And they give you various completely useless items. Yep. They give you stuff like the turtle mount, which is a 0% mount, so it's, again, completely useless. We've got the Hippogriff Hatchling, which is completely useless. The Tabard, which is completely useless. The Impotent Ball, which is completely useless. And the Barbecue Grill. Oh no, the Barbecue Grill gives you free food. Yeah, the free food doesn't even give you health back. It tastes great, does nothing. Not only that, but they nerfed it. They nerfed my Barbecue Grill. I can no longer deploy it inside, in the air, in the water, and it requires a 3-second timer to deploy. They nerfed my Barbecue Grill. I can't even deploy it on the top of the Zeppelin Tower. It won't let me. I can't put it in instances anymore. It's absolutely and totally disgraceful. I want to hurt people as a result. This is what you have done, Blizzard. This is your responsibility. There will be violence. And it won't be Spartan-style violence. I'm talking about the violence which isn't fun. You know, like really bad films like Eragon. We're looking at Eragon-style violence here. You know, that dull, generic, and ultimately completely and totally pointless. That is the result. But people whining about this kind of thing is insane. Like, why can't we all have nice things? Well, the reason we can't all have nice things is if we all had them in the first place and they wouldn't be nice anymore. Look what would happen if everyone had a Murky. Or everyone had a Lurky, or a Netherwhelp, or a friggin' black Whelpling, or an Ooze. Or a little baby Elec, or whatever. If everyone had these pets, they would cease to become fun, because the whole point is you're supposed to show off. What else is there? What other use is there for these bloody things? This stuff is show-off material. It's stuff that the minority have, because it adds some colour to the game. Like, oh, look, he's got the barbecue grill. No one else has got the barbecue grill. Let's go crowd round the barbecue grill. You know what happens every time I deploy that grill? Everyone comes up and we sit around, and actually it starts conversations, and we actually sit around just talking, just having a chat. And that doesn't happen otherwise. You don't see that happen. By grill, it brings all the orcs to the yard, and they're like, it's most certainly better than yours. Damn right it's better than yours. You could buy one, but they'd have to charge. It's that simple. These things add some colour to the game. And it's very important that items which are difficult to acquire are in the game. Let me give you an example. The only reason for anyone to play Dynasty Warriors 5 Extreme Legends. Now, Dynasty Warriors is a game in which it's a hack and slash where you press the same button over and over again and kill thousands upon thousands of brain-dead soldiers which have no AI of any kind and will not even bother to attack you. They will simply stand around and let you kill them. And Koei get away with making this game because it's got a Chinese history theme and all of the nerds are big into that. Oh, he's got a Chinese history theme. It's one of the most accurate games. Yeah, really accurate battle game. They're sitting around or standing around getting hit with the same combination over and over again until they die. Play 99 Nights if you want some carnage. For God's sake, at least that's got magic in it. Now, Dynasty Warriors 5 Extreme Legends adds rare drop weapons, yeah? So you can go and kill thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people, and eventually you might acquire a rare weapon. The rare weapon! And that somehow makes it all worthwhile. This big thing makes it all worthwhile because you've got a rare sword that was difficult to get. It's the same reason as anyone else. It's about the E-Peen. It's all about the E-Peen. That's what RPGs are kind of about. Loot-based RPGs are about the E-Peen. My sword is bigger than yours. My robe has more gems in it than yours. This is worth more than yours. I have a bigger hat. The game is entirely based on having a bigger hat, people. You need to understand this. Therefore, if you have a bigger hat, you are cooler, even if the hat has no worth whatsoever. My hat doesn't have any armor on it, but it's a bigger hat than yours. I say this to Upper Deck, give me a big hat. Because that makes me better than everyone else. And that makes the game fun. And QQ, you can't get it. Welcome to IRL. Welcome to gaming. You can't be as good as everyone else. I'd love to be able to headshot everyone with an AK-47 on a Counter-Strike server, but I can't because I suck at the game. I'm terrible. I'm a bad Counter-Strike player. Big deal. It's about playing. It's not about being the best. It's nice to see someone kill 60-odd people with a TMP from behind a box in space. It's nice to see that. It's unique. Seeing all this unique stuff makes the game worthwhile. All of this different stuff. Variety is the spice of life. Why can't people see this? It makes me go insane. It really does. And that is why you can't all have nice things. Because if you all had nice things, they wouldn't be so nice. They would be boring. There'd be no point in ever having them. There is all I can say to that. I think it's shout-out time. You got 2.5 minutes to submit your shout-outs to me at themurloc@gmail.com or PM me /query me on IRC and I shall shout out to you. So go do it. Go do it. You know you want to. Now, let's find some shout-outs, shall we? I have no doubts that people have already started to send these damn things in and they're probably clogging up my inbox as we speak, and they always are. It's great. I love it. I even get them when I don't ask for them. It's fantastic. Oh well, never mind. Right, so shout-out time coming up right now. I'm going to give a shout-out first to my guild Vortex, who quite frankly have been pretty awesome. They've allowed me to raid with them, and that is cool. And, for God's sake, anyone that could tolerate me raiding with them, let me put it this way. The only benefit that I have to a raid is that I have a barbecue grill and a murky. And my murky may dance and distract the main tank, and therefore we will wipe it in a typically hilarious manner. That is the only reason ever for me to be taken on any raid whatsoever. Otherwise, I'm useless. I'm absolutely worthless. Anyway, shout out time. Shout out to the Ancients on Ice Crown US. It's from Sigaline. A shout out to me for going on holiday the day BlizzCon starts. No tasty use for me until at least the 19th /cry. Lots of love from Toasterbots. A shout out to everyone in the world. Love and Kazaki you, of course. That's from Ashes. And apparently GM Gorgasm has slapped me around a bit with a large trout, also known as Loney Hashi. I don't know what he's doing. Why is he slapping me? What did I ever do to him? Screw emails, give me a shout-out. No, I'm not saying that. I will box the poo out of you. That's from Shu. Yeah, Shu, you fail on all levels. A shout out to Shadow Riders on the Maelstrom EU, quit the summer break and kill Kale, damn it, that's from Kava. A shout out to all the CSS players and tournaments anytime soon. Yes, there will be Counter-Strike tournaments soon. The Savage server will be up probably within the next 24 hours for you to play as well, and you can get into our Savage groove. Check out our Ventrilo server, you know you want to. That's Afterburn, level 70 Paladin from Vecnilash. And he says... A shout out to Bladescope. This is from Bladescope, not surprisingly. 70 Lions Rogue and the Venture Code for Desu. P.S. I'm madly in love with Chew. Oh, by the way, LF owns you. To that, I must say one thing, and that's rules 1 and 2, you idiot. Zephyrek, a shout out to the people doing the WoW TCG MC raid, full raid tonight. Yep, we're doing a virtual MC raid using OCTG, and go check it out in hash or pound WoW TCG. A shout out to the Burning Blade on Talvanar EU. Lol, we are dying. Ugh. Yeah, that fails. That really does. What else have we got? What have we got in my inbox? Yes, I can have a shout out to finishing Final Fantasy and then accidentally deleting my save and redoing it all in about 10 to 12 hours. That's Andreas Pearson. Why anyone would put themselves through the horrible of Final Fantasy VII, the pain of Final Fantasy VII, I cannot imagine. Shout out to my guild, Amicus Alliance on High US for being made of absolute win to the 9th degree. That's from Carter. Do we have any time for more? Maybe one more. Shout out to my sister who's listening now, who gave birth this week, Gratz Kelly. That's from WoW Radio 759. That's probably the most interesting shout out I've ever done. I'm pretty much done. And yeah, I've been told that in the new Harry Potter book, Thrall kills Dumbledore, and that's why he was arrested and put in Durnhold. Something like that. You're listening, or have been listening, to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. You are still listening to WoW Radio, and you shall be hearing our tale on Hot vs. the World right after this. I've been Total Biscuit. I'm buggering off to do something else. Thank you for listening, and good night.